Welcome to everyone. We finally start our cycle of events with the first LUMION World Live Stream.
Ce logiciel répond à toutes
Si gustas, te puedo enviar un par de vistas adicionales de la fachada para que se quede claro cómo
sur H de votre
For those who don't know me, my name is Leonardo Schillaci. I'm an architect, designer, and teacher with a long time experience in architectural visualization. I'm an administrator of LUMION user group on Facebook and responsible of customer support of LUMION Italia. So every day I talk to many LUMION users and I can monitor what they are interested in and what they want to know. The usual question is how to make a good render. My answer is that it's not too difficult, but it's not only connected to the ability of mastering a software. By the way, learning LUMION at basic level is not too complicated, but to move to a higher level, well, you need to have a wider perspective. That is why I decided to create these events to give our audience the possibility to know better our guests and their opinions about skills, knowledge, and background. So to help them to make the difference. Before presenting our amazing guest, I would like to thank Alessio Tomasetti, Dark Studio, for support and guest selection, Onel Publico for creating LUMION user group and administrating it with me, Tendin Giunchito for helping moderating the group, Khaled Dridi for promoting our events in our partner group and his website, Anna Sobko for helping us translating contents in many languages, LUMION Italia for supporting and trust my work, Thomas Scalera for helping and creating events on channels, Giorgio and Daniels of Studio 111 Serveteri for managing the streaming and directing it. And of course, huge thanks to all our group members and audience for following and daily interacting with us. And now our guest. First one is Tommy Tanovic Giaggia, architect, interior designer, visual artist, teacher. He has 21 years of experience in 3D field. He's the owner of a furniture manufacturer in Indonesia and has been involved in big projects for any kind of building. He's one of the Facebook users who post more LUMION renders and among the most appreciated in the world. He got a huge number of followers and hundreds of thousands of likes in just a few years.
Hello, I am Tommy. I am from Indonesia. I am 42 years old. I am an architect and interior designer. Nice to meet you.
Next guest is Femi Olorunsaye. During last years, has directed or has been directly involved in many building projects in Nigeria, using his abilities in LUMION and other softwares such as BIM and CAD. He collaborated with several architectural studios. He represents our group members, being one of the 3 selected among all participants of a competition created for LUMION World Livestream event.
Hello everyone, my name is Femi Olorunsaye. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a project manager, an architect, and an interior designer.
Pasquale Lorusso, EJARC. EJARC is taking his place alongside the top international firms, winning several awards. Since the launch of the first European branch, Pasquale Lorusso managed the team in Rome to spread creativity and skills on big projects all over the world. He consolidated his cutting-edge background as former architect and designer, and latterly as associate partner and project manager. Giuseppe Squillaci, Galactus Studio. Galactus is a production company and a creative agency releasing high-impact visual contents with a strong artistic focus, cooperating with the leading operators. The studio plans, coordinates, and supervises every kind of digital projects. Giuseppe Squillaci is the founder and has many talents at the best level: creative producer, director, and visual effects supervisor, nominated 5 times for David di Donatello, the most important Italian award of cinema.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Mugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came upon a devil's game, and gosh, they paid the price. Paid the price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
Carlos Rodriguez, Romvo Architecture and Design. As interior designer, architect, and CGI artist, Carlos has always focused on 3D. He has been training many students to use LUMION, managing an academy of Spanish courses. In Romvo Architecture and Visualization Studio, it develops new construction projects and renovations of buildings, focusing on design based on sustainability and attention to details. Hello guys, thank you for joining me. It's so nice having you here. Thank you, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, Leonardo.
Hello,
How are
Leonardo.
you? First of all, how are you? This is a difficult
Thank you,
period.
man.
Okay, I think maybe some of you are at home, some are still trying to go to work, to the office. So I hope that you all leave this situation as better as possible. Thank you for participating. I want to start with a question that is open to everyone, and we're going to talk about love. Maybe not romantic love, but my question is, what was the very first moment you remember falling in love with digital art, modeling, rendering 3D? Let's start from Tommy. I'm going to follow the order of the graphic.
Okay, Leo. Thank you very much for the chance. If we talk about 3D, what I do in 3D rendering approach is try to make a realistic photo rendering. Yeah. And then how about how we can do that? In the last 10 years, I always look at real photography, and then I learned about the light and the shadow system. Yeah.
So
and
is 10 years that you fall in love with renders, or it has begun before? There is a transition from your work, what you were doing, and then the 3D world. What is your background that in some moment you felt, oh, this is what I want to do in my life?
Oh, yes. About the 3D, in the last 10 years, I always look about a render. And then when I knew about Lumion, I know there's something different. I know about how it looks different with another software. For example, we can do a very fast animation, and also we can have a special effect that maybe the other software don't have. Yeah. Okay.
So it's more emotional. So your love is mostly for Lumion and not for all other software. There's something in its simplicity, and even if it's complicated to reach a very high level, it's so, let's say, emotional, this software, that you work inside the scene, that it involved you so much.
Yes, I think so. Because in the last 20 years, I worked with another software like V-Ray. And when I see about the Lumion, I feel something different. Maybe I fall in love with Lumion.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Femi, did you fall in love with digital art, modeling, rendering, and when?
Thank you very much for the question. I should say I feel very privileged to be among you great guys. You know, some of the best artists of the world are right here in this room.
Thanks to
Tommy,
you to be here.
Leonardo, Carlos, and all other guys. I've seen your profile. I might not be able to mention your names, though, but I've seen your profiles. You guys do very great work. So I'm very proud to be with you guys today. Now, talking about falling in love with Lumion, I would say that started like more than 20 years ago. I mean, not Lumion, with hearts, yeah?
Of course.
I've always been a very visual person. Back when I was in elementary, everybody's doing school stuff, but I'm there on my paper, on my size book, I'm drawing stuff, And then after college, university, I discovered softwares, from university really. I discovered 3D Max, V-Ray. Then when I got to know Lumion, I felt, my God, I've been stressing out on other softwares. Lumion just makes things very easy, makes your life easy. I did architecture in school, right? So when I discovered Lumion, instead of you spend a lot of time in BIM, building information modeling. You model this, model that, and after all that, it's either you spend another length of time trying to render your work, or you give it to a professional 3D artist. But Lumion gives you the opportunity to sync to their standalone software and render your stuff yourself as an architect real time. So I really fell in love with Lumion because it makes my life easy as an architect. You can visualize what you're doing. You can get real-time feedback. So it just feels the most logical way to go. And I totally fell in love with it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy. I'm sorry for the first platform and other softwares because they were betrayed in a few years, and from loving 3D Studio Max and V-Ray, you skipped to another platform. Thank you very much. Pasquale, I know that you work with many softwares, of course, even a lot of BIM, not only conventional 3D modeling, but modeling information. And of course, working with these big projects, you need to show them. But what I wanted to ask, if career of being an architect with important success, this love started very early when you were studying, like it was for me.
Hi, Leonardo. Thank you very much for your question and for the invitation. I would have to say that it was even before the school career. It was, since I was a kid, because I used to live with my father that is an artist. So I was there like a baby, a kid, next to him, looking at him sculpting and making paintings and arts. So after that, I realized that either you have this kind of talent or you don't. So I realized that there were software and all the world of digital that could make me do things most appropriately similar to what he was doing. So for me, modeling was like sculpting. I was looking at him sculpting the clay or sculpting the gypsum and say, okay, I can try to make something similar. So since that time, it started my passion for modeling, and then I moved to all the kind of way to represent it in the most realistic way. So it was even before school and before university. Yeah.
Very, very young. Thank you very much. Giuseppe, I know that you practically are a master in both worlds, the analogic and the digital one of, let's say, effects for cinema and for context. So here, let's say that we can talk more in general. When did you feel to have this passion for your job?
Okay, thank you for inviting me, and I am the only one that is not an architect, so I am happy to learn new things from you. And this is my first step in the world of computer graphic. Was after a long period of making other things, because I fell in love with this guy when I was 10 years old.
Oh wow, that's amazing!
Okay,
amazing experience.
Esatto. No, and I want to work in the special effects world and to build with my hand some animatronics or similar things. When I was at the university, Carlo Rambaldi, that was the creator of IT, comes in Italy to make an academy. So I became his student for 3 years, learning to work with clay, with wood, everything that is animatronic, and models and city models, architectural, and everything that was the old way to making special effects for cinema and TV. Meanwhile, because I was in the 80s and 90s years, I fell in love with the video games. And I started by myself before to have the opportunity to work with Rambaldi and to study with him, to learn 3ds Max, buying a pirate copy at a market in Italy, because it's I have 15 years old, so I buy.
Oh, you are not the unit. A lot of people still doing it.
No, not now, but at the time it's very hard to find this software. So I buy something like 20 floppy disk. That is the software, and I started.
It was the first version, so you bought it when it was out.
It's not 3ds Max, was 3D Studio.
Yeah, 3D Studio. Yeah, of course.
And then so I arrived to study practical special effects in the school, and by myself studying computer graphics, because it's the 1992. So there is no anything about study computer graphic or university or school in Italy before that. So I make it by myself. Then all the school died because there is no way to work with special effects, only in just a little production now. And I was involved in the market of visual effects. That is the computer-generated version of the special effects. Our works involves also architects. There is some of my collaborators that is an architect. We take the experience from everyone, because for us we have to make the tricks to make it seems to be real, but everything is good. And sometimes we use the LUMION or other software to render, because we work also with the architectural studio to make something more complex than a project render, sometimes with the videos, with special effects, with the simulation of reality. And it's very good, and it's very nice to collaborate. For us, as you know, the building has to fall down. So explosion and things like that.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what we always want to show, like it's raising up, starting from the ground, and then became as huge, tall, and beautiful.
And just
Thank you very much.
To be right, the works that you've seen is not only mine, but it's of a huge team of collaborators. There are CG model artists, there are texture artists, character artists, and then compositors and people that shoots on live on set. So it's not only me. I am now leading a group of very talented people.
I imagine. And but you still work on computers sometimes? Do you still find the time?
No, I don't have the time, but I love to make something sometimes.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Carlos, what about you? Tell us about your experience and when you fall in love with computer graphic.
Well, first of all, thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here with so many great artists, like all of you. I think I remember very well when I fell in love in 3D computing. I think it was when I started to play video games. When I discovered and I realized these open worlds where you can go everywhere. I think this time I felt that there is a great world of 3D modeling and texturing, and I started to have some intense to learn how to make this kind of open worlds. That's it. I start my career. I realized that I have to learn these kind of tools to make my architecture.
Very good. I wanted to ask you something about your day, your typical day, how many days you work. I mean, if you do the full week, if you are able to find the time to organize, and what is your workflow, what is important for you. But actually, I see that time runs so much, and I would like to ask you something that is very important for me. And of course, you're always free to say whatever you want, but I'm asking you something different. Is there a form of responsibility in our work? For example, in rendering something, I saw in Italy, we have a couple of famous buildings that were communicated before being realized in such a specific way, like, for example, shining, flying, and so on, light. But with renderings, okay? At the end, after work's finished, job finished, you see this being realized completely different. So what I'm asking, is there a limit in this in this our abilities of representing something that we don't have to cross, do we have a responsibility presenting, showing the word to someone in a specific way? I know that here probably the only one that is completely free of answering is Giuseppe, because like he said, he can show it in many different ways according to the storytelling. He can make it in fire, burning, destroyed, rising up, shining, but for architects too.
May I say something, Leonardo?
Of course.
Yeah, I think that yes, as architect and not only visual designer, we have a huge responsibility. First of all, in front of the client, and most of the cases, even our client are the first one that judge for the quality of the end product. That in this case is the building or the interior that is finished, and then of course they make comparison with what you show to them. So we have a huge responsibility in the term that if we really want to be realistic or we want to be artistic from the other side, we need to do that in line with us, with what is first of all the approach of your and the line of your firm. So if it's a more an artistic firm, it's fine. If it's more like an engineering, architecture, executive firm, you need to be very neat in what you say and don't leave anything to the case. So I think that we should have, and in most of the cases, and we should keep it very seriously.
We should put a limit to our taste and our poetic, let's say.
I think that, yeah, there are stages to make that, and to make it that at 100% and full load, because it's the stages of concept, you can express yourself in the best ways. But then when things get to more detail, and so when you reach stages, and the client wants to see these stages, the level of advancement that you are doing in your design at the detailed design stages, you need to be more neat and accurate, and to be more, in a way, realistic. Because the time is only to figure out how things will work and how things will be detailed.
I'm sorry, Leonardo. It looks like I dropped for a few seconds there.
Don't worry, Femi. Now we hear you perfectly. I see that you are online and all works.
Okay. Good.
So, guys, how much time in percentage you dedicate to the process of development and research? Because let's say that people say that time is your ally. Maybe with software, with computer graphic, with VFX and CGI, it's not like this. You need to be always updated. You need to learn it fast. You need to follow what's going on, what other software. What is your, let's say, budget of time in development and research?
Now I think that LUMION give us the opportunity to focus most of the time on the artistic part, or the position of the camera, or all the artistic part of the image, and letting the render time in another plane. So in this like an architect, I put in a balance render time, the artistic part of taking a picture, and I think LUMION has arrived a new stage for us, because we are winning in the artistic part. Letting the time in other place. Render time is always. I also Corona render instructor. Giuseppe knows really well when you are rendering. Maybe you have to wait hours or maybe days just to see the product, the final product. But what happens when the product is not exactly as you thought? So LUMION give us the opportunity.
So you are saying that practically even using a a lighter and faster software that probably can't match the quality, the perfect quality of light of V-Ray, Corona, Octane, but has a lot of other advantages, helps you, leave you free to research, to develop for each subject, for each project, to have more time to dedicate to...
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, I fully agree, and I can say that working in visual effects, we invest maybe the 50% of our time and money in the research and development, but this is because we have every minute searching for something different or something to talk or exchange information or data or project with other people. So because our work is not only by one little team or 3 people, because we are, for example, working with Canada for a project, or with India, or with Spain, with other studios, we have to learn from them something new, they have to learn from us. Sometimes we have to make something very fast in rendering, like pre-visualization, so we search for real-time renderers or real-time software. We create something with Unreal, for example, or with different or several render engine inside Unreal, and we make the same for all the software that we use. So we don't use only one tool.
Of course.
We search the tools that it's necessary to work with other people. So when we have to be fast, we can choose something very fast or that is real time. When we have to be accurate, we go to software that makes something like simulation, plotting simulation, smoke effects, or ray tracing rendering. So we can move from 1 minute of 1 second render to 2 weeks render for 1 frame. And the difference for us is that we have to consider the sequence and not only the frame. So for us, we have to talk something like 50,000 frames for a project, okay?
Yes.
And just to add very quickly, very impressive what you guys do in VFX. Wow. And also to take that question to architecture, research and development. It's basically what we do in architecture. From every project that you do, you need to do research. For every type of project you're working on, you're going to have to do research. So LUMION gives us the opportunity to,
to focus more on the project. Yeah,
to focus more on our research and development. When you're in architecture, you have to talk with your structural engineer guys. Okay, this is what I'm working on. It has to work this way. All those processes in their own, they take a lot of time. Now, when your rendering engine needs to take another couple of hours or even days, it becomes frustrating. In architecture, for example, just like as in VFX. And as I'm trying to say, our research and development does not end when we start rendering. It still continues. So with LUMION, when we get to the rendering stage and we notice something that, okay, we feel should go another way, we are able to go back into our BIM software like Revit and make more adjustments. They just synchronize back into LUMION. So LUMION just gives us
okay, so the real-time softwares, yes, they let you use them even to have confirmation or to advance in your project instead of being just like it was before, the final moment in which you need to communicate it with the customer. This is a tool for you to check it, to control and to analyze it. Okay, understood what you mean, of course. Yes, Tommy.
I think nowadays, in the modern day, time is very important. How to make a render with a short time, but you can deliver your idea to the client with more accurate and it's more interesting. Based on my experience for about 21 years, actually I used V-Ray the last time, but I found something different in here. Okay, I think LUMION can give you a solution if you deal with a time, if you deal with a specific thing that really you need to do that with satu hari. I mean, if you do in a short time, maybe you cannot do that with other software, but with Lumion, I guess it can help you a lot. That's my opinion based on my experience. Thank you.
Okay, so and I would like to tell you, I mean, basing on the market, what is happening, and incredible technologies, incredible GPUs, a lot of different tools for increasing the quality of real time. If you guys see some new frontiers, different frontiers, what is the future of digital arc, not only in architecture, but I mean, in everyday life, for example, VR, AR, and then I would like to ask even to Giuseppe if some of this technology, because I saw this 3D stereoscopic vision doesn't work that much, is probably a bit of failure, let's say, okay? That we expected something more, but with time I see that few movies are still using stereoscopic vision. So all this technology that we have in our works in architecture and in cinema, how can they be used? Do you see something new? There will be a movie in VR one day. It will be possible.
This is a question that involves the media market that is very huge, but for sure there are a lot of application, a lot of investment for the industry in the VR world. So now there is Facebook investing in Oculus that started costing something like 2,000 euro. Now it costs 300 euro. So it means that they want to give each people one 3D glasses. So I am sure that something changed. The storytelling is something that changed with the media. So trying to create the same kind of entertainment with different media is not right. So we can have Gone with the Wind in VR, but we can have something different in VR that can be so exciting and beautiful, and obviously is a totally different experience, but it's something that people likes. So I think that we will have a lot of experience, video game experience, and something. And when the technology may be more not only economic but easy to use, no, without cables, without problems of
connection, electricity, you can go everywhere.
The danger to go out of the window because we are blind. So
it's like the big step in modern theater when actors went off the stage and started to talk, interact with public, with the audience, and it changed, of course, everything. What I would like to know is even if I saw, for example, that many actors started to give their face, their to be captured with their motion was captured in video games, and they used these other media. And I see it even that now in architecture is normal for everyone to ask a render, but a lot of customers now, they are asking movies because they're used to have different targets. And there is no surprise when I show VR. Of course, they are happy, but it's not like it was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, that you were really on the frontier. You were a pioneer. Pasquale, do you show your project in VR? Do you have customers asking for them?
To be honest with you, no. And this is something that is most of the time is even difficult to because you have to bring it something specific to the client side. So normally is not a technology that we use or is even request. But to answer your question, what I envisage for the future is more something related to the customer. So more customer wise. application that can be standalone application where you can give the customer the possibility to really customize their project. So something that the architect is doing on the background, so is working on the backfield, but then is giving directly the possibility to the final end user to make customization. And this is something that I feel that is a priority for even all the company house and software house to make it in the priority list for their future development of the software, because it doesn't need to, people and final end user doesn't need to have super huge machines that are very expensive with really bazooka GPU or things like that. No, I think that needs something to be available on your smartphone or on your normal laptop or tablet, and that give you really like a live possibility to make changes. This is something that I really feel for the future is.
But it has always to be a deus ex machina. I mean, not a master of puppets, but someone checking it. Of course. Because if you give too much freedom,
otherwise we can stay home and don't do anything.
First of all, useless, but then even too much freedom is problematic. It's like Netflix for cinema or for TV. Netflix did this kind of hypertext, let's say, movie short, in which I tried to interact, but I see that for me was even too easy to understand what was the bet, because they needed in some way to bring you somewhere. Okay, so I tried to change all options to see if it was going out something strange, but they had to put a limit to my creativity or to all possibilities that I had, otherwise it wouldn't work. And so maybe in architecture, it's something like this. I think that our guests, and maybe you, Giuseppe, don't work much, of course, with Lumion, but our guests that work with Lumion are used to have, many times, they have a customer near, in front of a 3D model or in front of the render, and they are asking, please change this material, let's increase this. There is some participation with your customer. I mean, you work together with them sometime.
No, we are lucky we don't have this kind of interaction with the client. So we can take our time to choose the materials and the shaders. So,
but you don't have the producer near you on the set.
No, we have something that is, we have a lot of levels of approval. So there is a lot of people that will change the things. And our problem sometimes is not that they want to change the things in real time, but that they want to change the things at the last minute when you have already finished
when it's all done. Oh, of course.
But just to be on the same page about Lumion or this work, because sometimes happens for us that some company of architect needs to create something more difficult or more complex about the project to present, or the VR to use for present a huge project. So we worked, for example, on an entire quarter of Dubai for a very big project with a very big shop, a part of an airport, 3 buildings, hotels, and something like that. And they want to create an entire film on this. So it's not a commercial, it's a very long commercial with the people, machine, cars, flying objects. So it's,
and the target was the customer. I mean, the someone that has to buy an house there.
Yes, it's for people that has to invest and buy this kind of apartments. That is very luxurious or something like that.
So you realized the movie actually.
See, it's a movie with the greenbacks and similar like that. And we have the needings to exchange the files with the architect and the studios that create the real buildings, so the project. So we worked on the exchange of some years ago, we starting from AutoCAD, no, because the architect doesn't want to go inside the CG renders, no, so they are on the project, and then we have to transform the AutoCAD project inside the CG and 3D Studio Max using renders. Now the architects are very, very prepared on this, and our works became more funny, and we can add our expertise on creating the wow effect, no? So if someone needs this kind of things, we can be with you.
Okay,
or the people
of course, I think that many architects take example for your works. I mean, because we are always trying to develop our skills, watching movies, videos, professionals of CGI and VFX, and probably we are starting to become something different, a bit communicator too, a bit artist, and not only technician that work on the project, but it's always more important to communicate it and to use all technologies that is possible to have. About this, I would like to ask you if there is some kind of, first of all, I don't know that there is any, let's say, separation between exteriors render and interiors. It's a fake fictional way of saying, of course, but probably we are more used to do animations of exteriors because we are always, first we focused on the big project, and maybe if some customer asks, we can go in interior design. If it's possible, normally even customers want to invest if they have a big project, and it's a bit rare that a customer can invest in a movie for a small apartment. So I would like to start talking about exteriors, let's say, and I would like to know if you have a pyramid of values in creating a scene and rendering it. So, I mean, what is more important between all this? What is the most important one? I will start with creating a model, and then I put trees, and then I put people. What is your pyramid of values? What you do to arrive to the perfect scene? Of course, it's open to everyone, guys.
Okay.
Tommy, do you want to go first?
No, you first, Femi.
Okay. Now, I'm an architect, you know, and when we are doing our projects, definitely we have to do modeling. So in the pyramid of working in architecture, the most important thing is your model. And you have to, first of all, you know, do your sketch, the concept, and all. You know, of course, where you want to put your trees, you know, where your windows are going to be, you know, where you're going to have the doors and all of that. But you have to focus on that model, that you're building BIM model. You have to focus on it very much. Okay, you can't hear me clearly. Am I speaking clearly now?
Okay, yes, we don't hear you perfectly, Femi. I would like to say, sorry if I interrupt you 1 second, we're gonna go on. I would like to say thank you very much to Giuseppe for being with us. I know that he's very busy with production for projection. So thank you very much, it was a pleasure. For me, actually, it's even a double honor because our surname is similar, and I'm happy that Squillaci is so famous and talented. Thank you very much for joining us.
I hope that, thank you very much to be with you, and I'm so sorry that I have to leave, but I hope that we have another opportunity to meet and to stay together. Thank you very much, and congratulations for your work.
Bye, Giuseppe. Bye.
Bye, Giuseppe.
Okay, sorry, Femi. It was complicated to hear you good because I think that there is a bit of compression in your sound. I don't know if it's an echo. It doesn't arrive perfectly. Can you guys hear? Because I don't know if the audience can understand from this microphone.
You guys hear me clearly?
Can you understand, guys?
More or less.
More or less. It's a bit disturbed. I try, if it's possible, to I don't know, to move it or to focus it a moment, I will ask to Carlos, that is a LUMION expert as well, if he has a secret, I mean, an organization of context, organization of the work to arrive to create a perfect exterior rendering.
Well, I think as maybe Tommy and you knows perfectly, the perfect thing behind the scenes, it doesn't matter if it's exterior or interior. For me personally, you just have to be focused on models and texturing and composition. It doesn't matter if it's an exterior or in an interior. For me, it's the same. If you have bad models, you probably will get a bad render. And also all the stuff that the FX and rendered. But for me, modeling, texturing, and composition, also lighting, it's the most important facts.
And you start, I mean, you start with the final model and then you go on LUMION, or you develop it during the process? I mean, for example, I normally model the main part, big objects, and then I try to see the scene. If I'm just trying to do a visual work, I probably mount the scene after knowing where the camera is. If I do a big project of architecture, in which, I don't know, the customer can ask for specific views, or maybe there has to be some change, I first try to go on project and model everything. But of course, if I'm just trying to give a shot, give an image, I don't model what is behind me, I don't model what is covered. I try to avoid losing time, and I focus only on that picture, on that frame.
Yeah, for sure. If you are taking just a shot, it's so different if you are making an animation. For sure, if you just have to show one part of the building, okay, you can avoid the left and the right, or maybe the back of the building. You just have to make a perfect shot, but don't let in appear some errors on that shot. But for me, you have to be focused on your strength point in your camera 1, 2, 3. Okay, avoiding all the model world, for sure.
Okay, Tommy.
Okay, Leo. If we talk about maybe the most important thing in the render, especially exterior, in my opinion, we must first think about an idea, what we want to show, what we want to present to the customer. For example, we have some model, and then we write on the paper, and then we try to model it. And based on what I do for this 10 years, I always look at the real photography. I look at how the light system works, how the shadow system works. Is it good or not? And also about the material. It is very important. After you imagine that, then you try to make it in your render. After that, I always think about the angle of the camera. Yeah, like the position of the camera. Is it good or not? Yeah.
Okay, I understand. So, for example, it's a bit different from what I do every day. Being an architect as well, I normally focus on the project, and I actually don't need render to understand how the project will become and how to understand the space, because it's all in my mind. And if I need to check something, I can just check it on CAD. I don't even need to 3D model it, but I use it to communicate. But sometimes there are some views that I'm forced to give, because I know that this is a big building with the main facade, with the main point of view. So I need to respect that. I use a bit less storytelling, not like a visual artist. I mean, rendering as an architect can be a bit different than rendering as a storyteller, as a visual artist that wants to communicate something specific.
Yes, Yes, I think, Leo, if you talk about render, maybe it's just something that we need to deliver to the client. But if you talk about modeling, it's in my opinion, modeling is based on our idea, what we want to show on that, and what style we use. If we want to use, for example, now it's modern style, of course, maybe there is something, a pattern that people will know, oh, that's a modern style. For example, you always made a line, a straight line, yeah, something like that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Femi, did you try, do you know if it worked? Let's try a moment with your microphone.
I think I sorted it already, yeah? Can you hear me clearly now?
Okay, it's very disturbed. Okay, I will ask something to Pasquale because I know we are being a bit long and know that he's busy. Thank you very much for being here. And I wanted to ask you, because I know that your team and HARC is focusing a lot on BIM and building some special of interfaces, some framework to introduce BIM in all processes. And I wanted to ask if I saw, for example, some big project, a urban scale project. I wanted to know if it was made with BIM, if it's still developing, or if you are started to use that process that you talked about to me time ago in your daily work.
Thank you, Leonardo. Yes, it is something that is coming and is not anymore something in the past. Now I think that is the future. Is about implementing the BIM at the scale of the urban scale, at the scale of a big corporate. So it's about managing the assets and managing the implementation of these assets for a company to resource to manage all the resources of the company. It means that you put the BIM into a company and you make them use and train them, all the members from all the project management level, to know everything about the process about the building and all the whole building life process. This includes everything related to the status of the buildings, the as-builds, the all material related to the 3D modeling, all material related to the visualization are stored in the same platform. That is a unique platform, custom made for the client. And from that, you have the possibility to manage the entire life cycle of the building, from the concept procurement stage of the design procurement stage up to the construction and then to the operation. Yeah, this is something that now we are enrolled to implement for a big corporate group, and I think that is going to be the future for the BIM modeling and not only.
Just last, very, very, very fast, but I think that our members and users and the audience, it would be very interested. What is the key of success of HARC?
The key of success
if there is only one.
Yeah, there's not only one, but I think that working with a multicultural team is a key of success. We are very lucky to work on 3 different branches that are in Italy and in Middle East, and with people that are coming from all over the world. This creates really a really vibrant humus for the design and for the production of all the kind of work. This, I think, that is the most valuable resource for all HARC family. We used to call ourselves as a family, and I think that is the key part. That is the human value that this one brings to the company and to the design quality and then to the final end product.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. I know that you were very busy. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for all of you and to all guests. Thank you.
Best luck. Thank you, Pasquale.
See you, Pascal.
Okay, let's try again, Femi. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience, but we probably it's normal to experience some difficulties in live stream and connections abroad the world.
Yeah, I've actually worked on the audio now. So the question again, yeah. for me, in the pyramid of going to visualization as an architect, number one thing that's most important is your model. You have to pay close attention to your model. Make sure everything is very high detailed, just like Leonardo Spillaci mentioned earlier. It's just all about your model. Whatever you do, even without rendering, a third party, your client should be able to understand that, okay, this is my living room, this is how it's going to be. Even before you get to Lumion, Corona, or Brie, or wherever you're going, your model should be so detailed to every last bit of it. By the time you finish that, I believe what you're left with is just about, say, 20%, which is the rendering. The detail of your model should be up to 80% of the job done. And when you get to the model, you should be able to now say, okay, I'm communicating to whoever it is that is looking at the job. So that's just it.
Okay. Carlos, you want to say something?
I think Lumion has a real great strengths. It's that you can win a client without make a single render. Just as you said, is the client is sitting next to you in front of the screen, and they just see the screen, the trees and the shadows and his project
and it's
on the screen
inside,
and with
yes,
the
right.
real time.
Of course.
Maybe you don't need to make a single render to win this client. That's a good strength.
Because many people have a lot of problems try to figuring out how something will become before watching, of course. So they are practically inside.
Yes.
It's like giving them kind of virtual reality, but with you checking and controlling it. So you decide how the experience can be.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, guys. So I would like, because I see that we are arrived to more than 1 hour of stream, I would like to show this new version that just came out yesterday of Lumion 11. A lot of people are asking us a lot of things, and if it's possible for you to follow me during this open review, is actually not even a review. I had the software, I installed it yesterday night, but I didn't want to work with it because I wanted to be genuine in my reaction. So I would like to react you with me together. I just share my monitor and we can talk openly, or you can ask me, let's go to see what they did about this material, if they improved something else, and so on, okay? We comment it together and I will share my screen. Okay, welcome to Lumion 11. Of course, we have a lot of languages. It seems that the interface is a bit different, but actually is identical because it's just a graphic thing. All the organization is identical. This is my benchmark. It was a bit better in Lumion 10. Probably they have better graphic cards, and this computer that I have at home only has an overclocked RTX 2080. They're probably waiting here to the line for the best for some 3090 or for the new GPUs of AMD. Okay, so this actually seems all similar. I saw that they added new examples.
Yes.
So we can only recognize this Villa Cabrera, this residential home, this neighbor, and Farnsworth House, and the rest is all new. My friend model, Marco Caccini model, has been added here, and then we have another project from Pixel Studio. So we know a lot of the guys that helped creating these scenes, and I see that there are even scenes different weather conditions. I find this is interesting.
Okay,
let's.
Material, right, Leo?
Yeah, what you wanted to see, Tommy? You want me to show something here? You want to see examples?
The example is, okay, 80% is about exterior, right?
Yeah, I see that there are, you see that there are tips here. So I probably think that they wanted to make all this scene very specific. Probably in all of them you can have exterior and interior sets, but let's say that this one, for example, learn about winter settings, is showing live with animated people. So differently from the other time, I think that they went deep, analyzing what people needed, and they created some examples that can show different effects and different settings. Of course, we always need to understand if it's useful to use these tutorials only, or probably if it's better to learn with someone that is an expert, go to some classes or study with some friend, because I mean, sometimes, of course, there is something missing in this tutorial. It's not enough to take a scene and to watch it, but it's a big advantage now to have better examples.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see from, okay, this is load. Let's go to create new. Even here, there's something new. This is something that I think people are gonna like. Create design showcase. So I think that they just put the landscape, white landscape, and they use a Doom to create a white background for studios or for some other projects. Some other scenes ready-made are similar. There is this desert environment that is nice, and this that is winter on a mountain environment. It looks similar. If you want, I would probably start. Now let's go from here. Okay, I opened just this. I imported a model that normally I use to test some materials with some slot. So we're gonna use this. And then I have here an interface for the same material on different shapes, just to understand, and we can probably test it. Now the software is very fast. Actually, to me, it seems faster than the previous version. I did some tests, very, very few, because I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to work too much with it. So I just rendered same scenes, and with my graphic card, that is good, and is the almost last one version of the RTX technology, because it was an updated RTX 2080 overclocked with new driver. I see that I can save a couple of seconds from some renders, so maybe 1 or 2%. Some people say that it's lower, but it's actually not like this. If you walk in the editor, if you are in the build mode, it's going faster. At least to me, okay?
Okay.
Let's go to content library. I know that they had some new trees here. And as you can see now, yeah, you see, because I've added 2 pages, now there are 3 pages. So practically 60, and here there are 77 trees. So it means at least 30 probably. Yeah, these are new. These are very high quality and new. Let's put it differently. And new high detail nature. Okay, it's working like always, and it's moving. Then
and Leonardo, these trees can work like a proxy?
This actually, when they are, you mean if you want to switch for some other nodes that you create and you want to put that?
No, I saw that a new feature is that trees can work like proxies.
Okay, so even in the past I used proxies because I used to create other objects and then to place or to switch. I actually don't know if, but it was not working with this. Now I want to try one stuff, because you remember, guys, that was not possible to copy.
Yeah.
And it's still not possible. So no, because they want to avoid that your computer crashes copying a lot of high detail nature. So I cannot even copy it pushing Alt button. No, it doesn't work, the copy. So you still, and every time you put one, let's see, this seems to be identical, just maybe a bit rotated. It's not like for, no. Okay, they're more different than before. They probably have a small seed in it. Before they were all same, but now they are like other trees that if you put many different objects, they look all a bit different. This is what it seems. And then they add a lot of new plants of good quality. Let's go to see them. Something that you can just add to fill the scene. It's something that we were actually missing, and we were trying to invent something with vegetation sometime, but some fences and some small plants that can be useful for high quality.
It's really useful.
Yeah, because they have different shapes and you can put a bit somewhere. Okay, I know that they added some new characters. I actually don't know where and now to look for them, because there are so many and so many contents. Oh, is this new, guys? You know?
Oh, this is new, right?
I never used it.
This is new, I think.
Oh, this is interesting for Tommy. There are a lot of people on the bike because with all your render on the street, you have a huge choice now.
A lot of those of the bicycle, right?
A lot of bicycles. There are for sure some new bicycle. Okay, and maybe some people doing new activity. This I don't remember. Actually, I never rendered someone surfing. It existed before?
Yeah.
Okay, so just me that never did a render with some guy on the surf. Yeah, but anyway, bikes are incredibly arrived to 12, 15 models at least. We can have it everywhere. I think that they probably had some female character as well, some new one. I was curious to see if they had some animated pets. If there is a new, there is a new dog.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is
new.
new.
Guy can be animated, so the other don't feel alone. I'm sorry, just for the cat, there is always static. It doesn't move. I mean, it's just moving the tail, but you cannot animate it for real.
I always try to avoid the face of these 3D people because it doesn't like real. Maybe this one is better than the old ones, but
you know, I see that for example, AXYZ did better characters, honestly, and so if they had some, probably they would be better. But I think that the real problem is that not being able to import vertex animation or a real animation with deformers, this model need to be light, because inside this there are actually at least, gonna see, 1, 2, 3. So it does a loop, as you can see, and this loop is based on 25 frames per second. So there are at least 25 models here. Because this loop looks like 1 second, no, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. What she said is not moving. 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. So these are 150 different models. If they had to make a real good models, it would be heavy more than Lumion itself, because 160 different models to create this animation. I think that they can't make it more than 10, no, maybe 5 mega each.
For this reason, I always try to put it from the backside.
Yeah, I understand. To animate. Or I see that many people started to mix static. I, for example, see a couple of videos of flymen That is an office that I like. And they use the mixed different kind of models. I mean, static, 3D,
yeah, static, animated.
And I tried to do something in the past using even colored or different colors models or transparent, because if I'm focused on architecture, I don't want to overdo with these effects. There is some animal more too. Yeah. Okay, we have a ship here that we didn't have. All these animals are still static. Fishes seems to be same. Let's see. Kids, they are same. And people with silhouettes. So this is not much different. Let's say this is some indoor. I see this chair, for example, that I don't remember. And probably they added because it looks to be longer than before. Now I have 10 pages and I didn't remember having so many of them. I'm curious to see if there is some new electronic stuff.
But in percentage, how many objects?
It has to be around 17% more. Now it should be 6,300 around. There are conditioning. Okay. That's good to see here. Okay, sun conditioner. Kitchen, we had too many objects, actually, even too much that was impossible to find, so I don't think they changed something. Food and drink is less important. And plumbing, I missed some object. They had something that is very practical. For example, something like this.
Okay, that's a wash basin.
Something very practical for fast rendering here, and probably something in decoration and storage. But there's a lot of stuff. We really need to lose a lot of time. I even know that there are some new models of car. One thing that is very nice is that, let me put here. Okay, let's go a bit down. Okay, one good stuff is that, as you can see, now we have spotlights and as you can see, they are a bit different. And most important thing, the interface is similar, but you can load your IS profile. Okay, so if you want, you can load it, and I will just go very fast to check here if it works. Yeah, it works perfectly, and that's really interesting and very fast. And of course, it has this good, let me put it the right place. Yeah, because it's going transparent somewhere. Okay, it has this very good, possibility, or let me watch in the space, to control, as you can see, the angle. So, I mean, the IS is the same, but like this is like you are putting a lamp around it. It's like the light is blocked. So it can simulate perfectly if you have an object in front of it, or if you're using a special lamp. Okay, let me see some other stuff. Oh, this is very interesting. I want to see it in bad conditions, so with the light. Did you see the demo video that they show about fire? There was this firework.
Yeah, volumetric fire.
With a really nice effect. So this volumetric fire here, okay. So this we had before, and this volumetric fire is practically
really nice. Really nice.
Yeah. Let me see if it's possible to see it better and to switch just off. Okay, so we have this object here. It should be near some other object because they're flying. Let me see. And the interaction, yeah, this is very nice. As you see, it interacts with the object, and it changes.
The hosting direction changes.
Yeah, we can put it here, like here. So it's practically affecting a bit the shape. I actually don't see a big result here, but I saw a better result with another model. Maybe it's my library that is not affecting too much, or maybe it's this model of fire. Let me try with another one, this linear one, because what I really want to see if the object get on fire, or maybe I can put it here on some model here that I have. Let's put this here. Yes. Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, really nice.
You see, it takes all the object.
It's
so
more
actually,
realistic, right?
yeah, this is this on the border is very nice. It's like the weathering effect, but animated.
Yeah.
It's going.
I see you can use your Omni lights with this volumetric fire when you're using them.
Yeah, I mean, now I don't know if it works for rendering. I don't think that they changed something about the possibility for emissive material to create light. So if you want to make a scene with it, you always need to add some Omni or some other stuff here to set it and put it red. By the way, did you see how they changed the color? Brightness is always here, but you have color, and then you have HSV, X, RGB, so it's very practical. Plus you have RAL that are fixed, so this will help a lot of people. Having RAL is very helpful. You could arrive to this anyway. Knowing the procedure, you could do this, Googling it, and you can have the X code for RAL. But this will help us and will make us save a lot of time. Okay, so you always need to simulate a bit of light with that, but anyway, it seems to work. I looked for other utilities and they are the same. Always clipping plane, grid, cutter for the landscape, measure, reflection control. We only have one. This can be a bit complicated for reflecting in animations, because if you move and you put a control sphere, then the reflection will not match your point of view. And of course, you are forced not to put it so that it will follow your camera. But some other software like Unreal make you use more reflection controls. But honestly, I'm sure that we will have some surprise very soon from Lumion, because I could see something different in reflection in glasses, and that let's see maybe in a bit. These orthogonal views, I think that there is something behind. I imagine that was not possible to have this very good with the screen space technology before, so I think that they changed something. And I expect them to use, take advantage of DirectX 12 and RTX and ray tracing in real time very soon. I think that probably for some commercial reason they didn't want to do now, but we don't have to wait for other version. I'm almost sure that they are ready for this pass. You want to see some materials, guys, because they added a lot of materials as well.
That's great.
Right.
Okay, so for example, these carpets in indoor we didn't have. Now, okay, let me see how it's possible. Okay, so they are, yeah. Show more. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So this is a normal material, it's not a carpet material, but the displacement works very fine. And so, okay, I would expect that they mix it. Still is the same kind of standard material, but they added some different, yeah. So there are probably another here 5, 6 new materials, and some made from polygon. Yes, and glasses, they look all same. Let me see if our outdoor glasses have something different. Nope, no, they are same. Yeah, okay. Leather. Oh, there are 3 new. Of course, I don't remember which one, but later. Then we can do another review more detailed, because this is just to see it very fast. But I think that on leather they added something, honestly, because I remember being 3 less.
Yes.
On metals, this is the same structure we had before. Do you recognize something new?
No.
No, right? Okay.
Not really.
Plaster. I don't think we have. No,
last
not
2.
Last 2, but this I remember actually. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe position is not the same, but these 2 I remember.
Okay.
This polish 2, no, these are, I think that they are still same.
Yeah.
Even plastic, they didn't use much, they didn't change much. Stones, this is new. Nice. Beautiful material with displacement as well.
Oh, this is great.
Yes. This is made by Evermotion, by the way. Maybe a couple of marbles too. New tiles. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
This we had, this no. These 3 are new for sure. Oh, there are a lot of tiles, so it's impossible to remember all of them. We should test. So normally, without anything written, without a new brand, it means that they were old. But I think that they added, no, this we had. I think that they added anyway some new tiles, so probably just in this page. Okay. I'm curious to see if there is some veneer wood or some, oh, this is very nice. Structured. Yeah. This is nice. Let me see how is in important metal. This looks very nice.
And these textures are from Evermotion, not from Polygon. So
Yeah, this is what surprised me as well. Yeah.
Leonardo.
See. Yes, Femi.
Is it possible to click search, then see all the new assets in the library?
Okay. Oh, new asset in the library of stage, because I don't hear good. I'm sorry.
Okay, I heard if you click search, every new model and assets will come out.
Okay. I think that there are 6,200 now, and looking from what we saw, this is same. From what we saw in each category, there's something new. Honestly, we should really lose a lot of time to look for all of them, but we only have 10 minutes of streaming less, no more. This is actually a new one, because I knew that they have good bricks and new bricks, and they seem to be differently from before. These bricks have a lot of dirt.
Well, as you can see, the most real ones are always those who has the displacement map.
Of course, yes. But here they added something new. I mean, I think that they are focusing even on some materials that are less geometric, less perfect than before, because watching even what people is looking for now, increasing realism, it means even that not all models are clean and perfect.
Yes.
So I like that this, I didn't remember this too.
It's old.
Yeah, so guys, this, I think that they added here. This is very beautiful. I don't remember if there was. There are so many, and I many times use PBR materials I create by myself, so I can't remember all of them, but I think that there is a big progress in this too. Maybe some concrete, stones, other wood here, some good new asphalt or some wet asphalt, generic clean and wet. Now this we had even before, but a couple of displacement, asphalt with displacement for roofing. No, nothing new maybe here. Okay, so let's open a model, an example model, and so we check some effort for renderings. Okay, examples. There is something that you prefer, guys?
The third one?
This one?
Yes.
Let's go here. Oh, it has to be heavy, huh? Okay.
Leonardo.
Yes.
There's this feature for water dripping on glass. Have you seen that?
Oh, I saw this. Now we're gonna try it, actually.
Okay.
So it was an effort or it was a material?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
it's a
probably.
material. It's glass material.
Glass material. So the material with rain on it, but animated.
Yeah, it cannot be animated.
Architectural. Raindrop. And is this animated too? Let me see. I'm not sure about it.
Check the settings. Should have a setting.
Where we were? Yeah. Let me see if this can be animated. No, this is static. So I'm not sure if it's another material actually, guys. Or there is some set, force rain, streaks.
There
No.
you go. No?
No, there is no parameter about it. So it's not this kind of material, but I don't think it's here. These are all exteriors.
Can you check indoors?
Let's check on indoors. Milky, but this is normal. No, I honestly will put a normal one, and maybe it's possible to see this effect if we add rain. Oh, who knows? Let's see here if we had some rain.
There you go. The last 3 seconds.
Yes.
Wow, it's here. You see?
Oh, so cool. Very good.
It's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's blocked by my elements. We should go to something that doesn't have any block here.
There you go. Very nice.
Let's watch it from inside, guys. Okay. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
Echo, here is here. So it's an effort. Like, yeah, I imagined it was an effort that seems to work only on pure glass.
Yeah, only pure glass.
This is a very cool effect, I think.
Yeah, what here is nice, that we can animate it and increase the value to it. Yeah, they become longer, you see?
Yeah, very good.
This parameter is possible to animate. The precipitation is still the same, the sides, but this animated more is actually very interesting, yes. I want to show some, let me see if maybe some images. Okay, if they have some specific set of effects that look nice. What I saw is that there is some difference between these new examples and these new scenes. They worked a lot more here and they make different. The settings here are still the same, but in the example you can find a lot of better options. And this is the orthographic view for sure. Okay, this is the effect. So you can decide where to clip. And here I see that you can switch from 2D to 3D even with the effect on. But you can decide, and this is amazing, watch. You can decide to rotate and pitch. So if you do both of them, you can actually do an axonometric view.
Yeah, that's really good.
This is very, very nice. Yes.
Very useful for architecture.
Yeah, and from the demo, it seemed to me that it was not working good with some light, but actually it works perfectly with everything. It was just the example. So to do something like this, I think that they had to switch something, they had to change something in their technology. And then you can clip it. That's very nice. Maybe you can clip and fill with the color. You know, when you clip, there is some fill color on or off. This we should see what it is. Fill color on.
Maybe for the walls.
When we fill color, but
put it on black.
Okay, let's see on black. I'm not cutting much. No, this is just. No, you know what? What is down in the ground? Okay, so I cannot, of course, just meshes, but it cannot fill the gap between these meshes because they are polysurfaces. It's empty inside, but it can cut the ground. And this is actually something very nice too, because if you're able to move good, if you do something like this, okay, you have far clip, near clip, we try to remove it and to rotate a bit.
Background, yeah?
Yeah, you have color here, and it's even on the background. Or here, understood, because you can decide to have a color instead of a sky. Yeah, actually, this can be useful because we can do kind of, okay, key color to remove it, and it's easier. Okay. Other effects, these are like before, just because we have really 2-3 minutes. Thank very much to Giorgio for giving us some minutes more. They add some stuff here. You see that there are more cloudy, more evening, more overcast, more sunset. So there are a bunch of new. Watch how many here. Even second page. Yeah.
This is 6 more overcast, yeah?
Yeah, or more of overcast. I think that they saw that we all like overcast, and they had 6 more. But even sunset, because I have 2 pages, so I have 12. Night is still the same. Cloudy, we have a bit more. So there is something more. Oh no, sorry. Let's go here. Let's see on object, but we need to set the scene, and we don't have time. We're gonna do another time. But as you can see, we have this animation with the animated phasing that, of course, can't be done with pictures. Let's see if it's possible to make something here, but do we have a view? Okay. Animated phasing, so it's probably asking, oh, wow. Yes, so it works like this, you have a timeline.
Yes, yeah. And you are selecting the objects and then establishing all the phasing.
Very good, but of course you need to have models with divided object, right?
Yes.
And decide which one enters when and how, and then you add the phasing animation here. for one object, here for another one. You can do many different. You can decide how they arrive. Sky drop, pop in, ground rise. That's very smart too. And how they go. Okay, they have pop out, ground drop. So they have effects for in, to enter, and to go out. You can dedicate different animation phasing for each object. And then what if I have a building? No, it's all.
Yeah.
It's all here. Okay, we will prepare a specific building because that is too much. You can change your Sager center. That is amazing. So you can move it from another point of view. You see, the Sager changer can change. Okay. Okay, pop in. Sky drop is the usual one. Let's go on the first phase. Okay. Okay, so this part of effect starts at 0 and finishes at 1. Okay, and I can increase the duration related to the length of my video, and it's proportional like it was probably before. Yes, and I have different effects. This for sure will be very interesting.
Very interesting, especially for interiors.
Yes, for sure. Okay, artistic. This looks same. This other one too. And I try to see if there is some difference in these effects that they have the best in reflection. Unfortunately not, but I think that we'll add after. And let's see if there is a limit is changed in some way. Let's just add some random. No, it's always the same. But the good stuff is that you can set your refraction threshold here. And so the tolerance of your plane, and you can set it here so that you can see in the preview the, okay, you can add it even there, but you can check it from the preview there. Okay, guys, let me see only another stuff. I know that you have, and I see that before we didn't have in Panorama, you can add a lot of effects too. So, okay, there is some stuff. I tried to do some render. It's fast. It's a bit faster, but of course it depends probably from setting, drivers. There is no huge difference. We still can't see any difference in the engine, but reflections work a bit better. We in the next couple of days we will try everything, like reflection of different glasses, transparencies of glasses, mirror, infinity mirrors and stuff like this, to see if there is some new solution with new based algorithms on light, and if it's possible to test them. Okay, I close my connection. I close the sharing. Okay, guys, so I think that now Georgian direction is showing all of us together. We say thank to Pasquale. Perfect. We say thank to Pasquale and Giuseppe for being with us, and we'll add so many things to say and always difficulties for being far. But I want to thank you, Giorgio and Daniel of Studio 111, because they managed to help us even if we had difficulties in the streaming. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching this live streaming. It's the first of a cycle, and I'm happy that the first event we share together with our amazing guests, and they are even friends, because we interact every day on our groups. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get the latest updates and to participate with us. We appreciate your comments and your interaction, and all your attention is very much appreciated. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon. We're going to talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. A
Thank
buon
you.
render.
Bye-bye.
Это так волнительно. Я, наверное, не буду спать всю ночь и буду только работать. И так хочется посмотреть, каким же получится мой проект.